Animal Stories Part 3. We have been continuing with our Charlotte's Web story written by E.B. White. The first episode was done in the previous video, and now I get to the second episode and I continue somewhere in the mid. Charlotte said, all our family have been trappers way back for thousands and thousands of years. We spiders have been laying traps for flies and bugs. It's a miserable inheritance, said Wilbur gloomily. He was sad because his new friend was so bloodthirsty. Yes, it is, agreed Charlotte. But I can't help it. I don't know how the first spider in the early days of the world happened to think up this fancy idea of spinning a web. But she did, and it was clever of her too. And since then, all of us spiders have had to work the same trick. It's not a bad pitch on the whole. It's cruel, replied Wilbur, who did not intend to be argued out of his position. Well, you can't talk, said Charlotte. You have your meals brought to you in a pail. Nobody feeds me. I have to get my own living. I live by my words. I have to be sharp and clever. Lest I go hungry, I have to think things out. I have to think things out. Catch what I can. Take what comes. And it just so happens, my friend, that what comes is flies and insects and bugs. And furthermore, said Charlotte, shaking one of her legs, do you realize that if I didn't catch bugs and eat them, the bugs would increase and multiply and get so numerous that they'd destroy the earth, wipe out everything? Really? Said Wilbur. I wouldn't want that to happen. Perhaps your web is a good thing after all. Charlotte stood quietly over the fly, preparing to eat it. Wilbur lay down and closed his eyes. He was tired from his wakeful night and from the excitement of meeting someone for the first time. A breeze brought him to the smell of clover, the sweet-smelling world beyond his fence. Well, he thought, I've got a new friend and all right. But what a gamble friendship is. Charlotte is fierce, brutal, scheming, bloodthirsty, and everything I don't like. How can I learn to like her even though she is pretty and, of course, clever? Wilbur was merely suffering the doubts and the fears that often go with finding a new friend. In good time, he was to discover that he was mistaken about Charlotte. Underneath her rather bold and cruel exterior, she had a kind heart, and she was to prove loyal and true to the very end. Understanding the text, answer these questions to learn more about Charlotte's Web. Reading for ideas. Number 1, what does Charlotte look like? Number 2, what does Charlotte sound like? Number 3, how does Charlotte compare itself to other spiders? Number 4, why does Charlotte bite the fly that she eats? Number 5, list 3 things Charlotte does to the fly she catches. Reading for meaning. 6, how does being a nearsighted affect Charlotte? Number 7, how did the fly become caught in the Charlotte's web? Number 8, what are 2 reasons Charlotte has for killing insects? Number 9, what opinion does Wilbur eventually have of flies? Number 10, complete these sentences to show cause and effect. If Charlotte did not kill insects, they would blah, blah, blah. Because Charlotte seems cruel in some ways, Wilbur is worried that blah, 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 blah. Reading for ideas. Number 11, fill in the chalk below to learn more about the personalities of Charlotte and Wilbur.